everyone. Welcome to the very first episode of my Presidential Election 2020 series. Today we are actually going to be doing a little bit of history lessons and um, use that to think of what's gonna happen in this presidential election. So, I just want to quickly tell you guys. So this episode, we're actually going to be predicting which states will go red and which states will go blue, vote Republican. Which states will vote Republican. So I mean, we already know North Dakota, South Dakota, Texas. All of these are basically states that have voted Republican many times. So we don't even need to speculate about these ones. Um, so those are all pretty much safe, right? Arizona, I'm going to leave toss up for now. And that is basically it for now. Now let's look at the Democrats. Basically, DC is safe. We already know New Jersey, all these, not New Hampshire. Whoops, my bad. Oh, I forgot about Alaska. That's safe Republican. I keep forgetting about that. Anyway, we have Vermont, Maine's 3rd district. There's Virginia is pretty much safe now. I don't really see Republicans taking that anymore. Maryland, Delaware, Connecticut, Rhode Island, Massachusetts, California. I mean, these are all going to trend a little Republican. We have Illinois over here. Now, New Mexico, Hawaii, I'm pretty sure they're all safe Republican. So that's it. This is our toss-up map for now. And I just want to take you guys to a quick... Let me just go to the Senate map quickly. Alright, so we're over here in some other site I just found. And I actually wanted to show you, to understand how the Senate looks right now, Republicans actually have a majority, and they're actually going to use it to their advantage. But before that, I'm going to go back to 2008. This is what... I'll show you guys what the map looked like in a second. Alright, so we basically have this map of the Senate over here. This is 2008 pre-Obama election. So, Obama, of course, won in a landslide, so I mean, you expect this. This is what happened after the election. Democrats took all sorts of states like Alaska and all these states. Minnesota, I believe, was won by a razor-thin margin. Then there's, of course, some other state. Gene Shaheen, I think, won here. And then, of course, there was a party switch over here. Now, 2010, we had, of course, Scott Brown sent from Massachusetts to stop Obamacare from passing. And then, of course, we had the 2010 landslide, so they picked up all these seats over here. Illinois, Arkansas. I mean, not surprising. Ron Johnson, Mark Kirk, all these guys from Wisconsin and Illinois. And then Pat Toomey, which you guys might have heard he recently retired. But anyway, we have that. And then we also have one final one, I think, that flipped. Indiana, of course. I'm not really sure who it was. I think it was Todd Young. Or, no, I'm not really sure. I think it was him. But anyway, we have him. I'm not really sure. Don't quote me on that. I might be wrong on his name. But anyway, we have him. And then, of course, we have Democrats in 2012. They basically took Scott Brown's seat. We had that stinking Elizabeth Warren come in, who just does nothing in the Senate the entire time. And they actually picked up a seat in Indiana as well, because the incumbent retired and is not as popular. I believe Joe Manchin held his seat in West Virginia. Democrats held most of their seats. Bill Nelson down in Florida actually held his seat. And then we had a Republican actually pick up in Nebraska. Not too surprising. I mean, come on, it's Nebraska. It's a Republican state. Obviously, you expect to see a pickup. Back then the country was more non-polarized, so I mean, it's understandable how there's a Democrat in Nebraska, but not anymore. So then, of course, we had the Olivia something retire in Maine, so an independent picked up that seat. I believe his name is Angus King. Then we had Democrats take this independent Connecticut Senate seat because they were retiring. So this is the new balance of power, 53 to 45. Then, of course, we had Steve Daines win in Montana. Shelley Moore Capito, West Virginia, picked up. South Dakota, some Mike Rounds, I think it was, the Republican over there. And this was 2014 midterms, of course, getting close to 2016. And then, of course, we had, I think, who was next? Tom Cotton, of course, from Arkansas. He picked up a seat there against an incumbent. The only incumbents that were up for re-election and lost were this guy down here and Tom Tillis and Cory Gardner and Tom Cotton. These guys all beat their incumbents. And the rest of them pretty much were retiring guys. And then, my bad. I didn't mean to move that around. But actually, there was more than that. We had Mark Begich over here. Something, his name was like that. Over down here, he actually got his ass whooped here by Dan Sullivan. And we, of course, had Louisiana Bill Cassidy beat an incumbent. I'm not sure. I know it was a girl, but I don't remember her name. And then, of course, Joni Ernst over here. So that was a New Balance power. I believe there was a runoff over here, but I mean, everybody expected Bill Cassidy to win. So and then there's 2016. Of course, Donald Trump comes in, shatters all the expectations. I believe Republicans are defending. These all seats were basically toss-ups. Colorado, I guess you could say, was pretty much in the Republican column. Then, of course, we had this. Ron Johnson, we, of course, had this. And Rob Portman down there, new open Senate seat over there because somebody was retiring. We had over here down North Carolina, Marco Rubio down here in Florida. I believe this person was retiring, and I think he retired and no, he was running for re-election and then retired later on. Was replaced by like Kelly Loeffler or something. But this person was John McCain. He of course died in 2018. Tributes to him, true hero. And we had, of course, Utah and Idaho, and we had all these Senate seats up for grabs. So basically, Chuck Schumer over here up for re-election. Of course, we had Maryland and I'm not sure, was it Rhode Island or Connecticut? I think it was Connecticut, some Mr. White House or whatever. But and then we had some more. We had Kamala Harris coming. Oh, that stupid Kamala Harris came in there. Then we had one over here in Colorado. So basically, this is the Senate map. So of course, Democrats held this. They picked up one in Illinois, I believe Tanny Duckworth. Chuck Grassley pretty much won. Kentucky, Rand Paul, Rob Portman, all these guys, the big popular guys, won. And actually, Missouri was surprisingly close. It took a while to win, but it won. And these guys were all popular incumbents, so they won. Richard Burr, I believe, was in a toss-up race. Of course, we had Democrats winning in Maryland and Connecticut. Not that surprising. Chuck Schumer also winning. The key races were here. Pat Toomey, this one. And of course, Republicans win all these seats. And Harry Reid was actually retiring. He was a Senate minority leader. And of course, Hawaii also went blue. But they managed to hold on, I believe, electing like the first Latina senator that was Democrat. And no, just the first Latina senator in general. So then, of course, we had Roy Blunt. I believe he held on there. And all these Senate seats were held on. John McCain obviously won by like 8 points or something. I'm pretty sure it was like 15 points or something. He's just way too popular of a person. Then, of course, Ron Johnson held on, and that kind of matches up with Trump's victory there. And we had Todd Young, actually. He actually won surprisingly easily. And, of course, I believe there was like some big battle in New Hampshire, but Democrats actually pulled up on top. So we had two pickups there. Then, of course, in 2017, Jeff Sessions down here is retiring. So some Roy Moore guy ran, and he was basically accused of like sexual assault and all that games, that they play. So he lost to some Doug Jones guy. I mean, it was super close either way. So that guy's definitely gone this cycle, but with Tommy Tuberville. But anyway, then the Brett Kavanaugh hearings came. We had Brett Kavanaugh was terribly treated by Democrats, so they lost in North Dakota. I think like Heidi Heitkamp lost there, and we of course had Indiana, Missouri, all landslides. Claire McCaskill lost, got kicked out, and of course Dean Heller. I mean, Nevada was a little bit of a Republican, Democrat moving state, so of course they lost there. Then we had Martha McSally down here. That race was still uncalled. And we had Bill Nelson against Governor Rick Scott, who was the governor of Florida. So I believe Christian Sinema was a U.S. representative in the Phoenix areas, and Martha McSally was a representative from somewhere down here, and she pulled it off. I believe a bunch of Trump voters voted for Christian Sinema, but anyway, and Rick Scott barely pulled it out by like 10 points, 10%. No, 10,000 votes down here in Florida. Of course, that counted for recounts, but he eventually won by a greater margin after that. So he pulled it off down here in Florida. So this is the new Florida Senate. And I don't know. I think Republicans will manage to hold on. I think the John McCain died over here, so of course Martha McSally was appointed by the governor, and I think that she's basically gone. I mean, she's actually coming back. So I mean, I don't know what to say. Steve Daines is pretty much good over here. Tom Tillis is actually coming back because of that whole sexting scandal with the opponent and all these guys. So I just say it's anyone's game for the Senate. Who knows who will win? Doug Jones, I'm gonna say he's gone. He's gone. Doug Jones is not winning in Alabama. It's dud. Of course, last time he had that whole sexual scandal advantage, but not this time. So who knows about what will happen in the Senate? It's basically anyone's game. Of course, we have a ton of people up for re-election. But I would say the main races that would decide, of course, we have one in Kansas. That is super close, but these, Joni Ernst over here is probably in play, and these ones. I don't know. I'd say this one, the Georgia at large, is probably safe. Of course, we have one down here, New Hampshire, but I don't know. I think that one's actually pretty much done for the Democrats. So these are the 4 races that would most likely decide. Of course, Alabama is going to be a good opportunity for a Republican pickup. So those are the 4 races that would most likely decide the Senate, and of course the House. I mean, slim chances, but um, I mean, who knows who will win? I can't jump to conclusions right now. So anyway, that was basically overall history of the Senate. And next episode we'll basically do a compilation of like the debates and all that stuff. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this little history lesson. Let me actually add one more thing to this map, which is not third party, but basically this type of stuff. Usually in elections, Colorado leans, or it leans this. I would say Virginia is likely, and Colorado is lean, and I would say Iowa is pretty much likely. All these margins. So the pure toss-ups, I'm gonna leave it like that. These ones are pretty much all pure toss-ups. I would say Maine at large leans Democrat. All these other ones, who knows what will happen. Trafalgar has Trump up by 4 in Arizona, just like they had last time, and they got it accurate last time. Up in Florida by 3, they got it up accurate last time. They basically have him up in everything, and they're the only ones that got it right last time. But who knows? I'm just going to leave it at toss-up for now. And yeah, that's basically all I have at progress for the election. So thank you all for watching. See you guys next time where we do the debates. I'll also be doing some more Pokemon Platinum later on. So see you guys then.